Okay, so we just discussed what is a task card, right? And what it consists of. In IELTS speaking, part two, and also for the rest of this course, we're going to kind of practice, right, further with these different topic types. So here we have number one, describing an object. So there are many kinds of objects that you might be asked to describe, like describe your favorite electronic device, or describe a gift that you received from somebody that you really value, for example. So describing things, right? So this is one topic type. Okay, so yeah, these are some examples basically that you might encounter. Second scenario, you might get asked to describe a person. Okay, so describe your favorite teacher, your like a childhood friend who influenced you a lot. Here you have a well-known person that you admire. Okay, so it's describing not a thing anymore, not an object anymore, but a person. So the kind of vocabulary. And the way that you express yourself to talk about this person should also be different. Okay. Yeah. For describing a well-known person, in my experience teaching students, a lot of people chose Taylor Swift. I think she's really, really famous. Even people who hate her really like know her. And yeah, for some reason, even people who are not her fans think of her as the first example of a well-known person to talk about in IELTS. I don't know why. It's just a pattern that I saw, so I just thought it was funny to add in here a picture of hers. Um, Third scenario, okay, you might get a task card that asks you to describe a place. So for example, an art gallery or a museum. So I know that these things are not too familiar with our daily life. That's why for these kind of less common topics, you should practice in advance. Okay, so yeah, it's not like a small object anymore. It's not a person anymore. It is a place. So you have to kind of help the examiner or the listener imagine this this concrete place with the interior design, right? What's in it, and how do you navigate in the space? So yeah, it's a different kind of thing to describe, right? So Tiling, have you ever been to an art gallery like this? Tiling,
Yeah,
do you think that you will be able to describe this gallery in 2 minutes effectively?
not sure at this moment.
Me neither. It's not
My
easy.
vocab is too limited in this topic.
Yeah, for me as well. And that's why yeah, if I have to take the IELTS, I also have to practice in advance. Because I can we can only know so much, right? And yeah, and we have to prepare ourselves. So these kinds of topics are actually quite challenging. So we need to prepare in advance and write down the outline, also the vocab that we want to remember if we encounter it in the real test. And then in the last scenario, you might be asked to describe a situation or an event. Okay, so it's not a tangible thing. It's not a place anymore. It's not a person anymore. The last thing is yeah, a situation or an event. For example, describe an occasion when you have to do something in a hurry. Okay. It's very random, right? These topics can be very like, yeah, like it doesn't make sense. In real life, nobody really asks you these questions, but it's a language test, so it's just a simulation, right? So you should say these things. Okay. Yeah, and always remember to um, time yourself when you practice. Okay, so these are the most common topic types. Mọi người nhớ nhá. Now, Nga, can you remind me what are the 4 topic types?
Ờ, they are an object, a singer, or
No, no,
they're
no, object, person, not singer, person.
a
You're
person
just
that
thinking
do
A famous person is only one example of that category. Okay.
um gallery, art gallery, or museum.
No, a place.
Yeah, a place.
Những cái ảnh này chỉ là example thôi. Okay. Yeah, it's just an example. Here's a place. They can ask you to describe a cafe or describe your house, for example. So different kinds of places. This is just an example. Okay, so object, person,
A
um,
place,
place, and
situation.
yeah, or an event. Okay. Okay, let's turn to the last slide where we I think you should note down these things as well. It would be nice if you can take out a piece of paper and a pen now to write down these points. It's very short. So this is a strategy that I recommend all of my students to apply, and I also apply them when I go to the real test. And yeah, they always work. So yeah, there are three things that I suggest everyone to do. Step one. So there are different steps to it. Trong trong một phút chuẩn bị đúng không? Chúng ta nên làm ba bước này. Thứ nhất là gì nhỉ? Như lúc nãy mình đã làm sao? Đã nhấn mạnh đấy là phải hiểu rõ đề bài thì mới có thể ra được một câu trả lời mà nó không bị lạc đề và nó trúng trọng tâm. Gạch chân những cái từ khóa đúng không? Book, you have read. Okay, describe a book you have read. Read the topic carefully by underlining the keywords. That's the first thing you should do. Number two, or second step, write down your main ideas for each of the, for each of the suggestion by noting down the keywords, like I just said in the previous slide, like this, right? In this first type of note. So just write down the keywords, okay, to make sure that you can answer these points in a logical way. Okay, step three. Try to write down 2 to 3 less common words related to the question asked. This is something that especially for those of you who aim for higher scores, I think, yeah, well, I think all three of you should aim for an 8. Because I think you can do it. It's just that I really believe that you can do it. It's just that you have to put in the work to practice to that level, you know? And I say this because I can see that your fluency is always good. Now maybe you have some concern about your grammar foundation, right? But I will help you with that. But however, in terms of fluency, I can see that you can deliver your ideas. And if you want to get a 7.5 or an 8, then it's always helpful to write down some words. Okay, so 2 to 3 less common vocabulary. Vocabulary words related to the question asked. Okay. Okay. What does that mean? For example, this is a book. Describing a book. Chị Linh, off the top of your head, which words can you think of that are related to books? Anything? Nhanh nhanh, brainstorm. What do you have? Chị Linh?
like any word on for step
Any
three.
word, like any word that you think are interesting.
Topic.
Mm-hmm.
Topic.
Topic? Okay. I would say genre. Do you know what genre is? Thể loại, right? So you can read like a horror story, or you can read comic books, right? So different kinds of books, different genres, or
Fiction, non-fiction.
yeah, different types. So uh fiction and nonfiction. Anything else? Nha, có một cái từ mà bọn IELTS nói rất hay, thí sinh IELTS rất là hay thích dùng, avid reader, một người rất thích đọc.
Bookworm.
Yeah, very good. Bookworm, một người rất là rất thích đọc, rất hay đọc.
Mọt sách.
Yeah, not really mọt sách, but kind of like yeah, kind of like a mọt sách. Anything else? So yeah, anyways, just an example, okay? Khi mà mình viết xuống cái nốt của mình hai bạn, bởi vì trong lúc mọi người nhớ là 1 phút thì rất nhanh, chúng ta sẽ phải maximize cái thời gian chuẩn bị này để làm thế nào để trong lúc mình nói trong 2 phút mình cho ra được một câu trả lời nó tốt nhất có thể. Right? Thì cái việc mà nâng điểm lexical resource lên ý, đây là một cái mình có thể làm được nhanh bằng cách là nếu mà nghĩ ra 2 hoặc 3 cái từ nó lạ lạ một chút cho cái topic này, không phải là lạ mà là tức là ít common hơn là được rồi, cho cái topic reading hoặc là books này thì mình sẽ có thể làm sao nhỉ, yeah, mình có thể nâng được cái điểm lexical resource lên, bởi vì for practicing like an effective answer or an acceptable answer, fluency and pronunciation are the two categories or criteria that Fiang and I can help you with. However, in a real test, if you really want to like boost your score to the highest possible, then vocab is going to be the thing that's going to help you win the game, you know. So as you practice further topics in part 2 in this course, really try to note down some uncommon vocabulary for each of the topic that you encounter. Okay. And so okay, so 3 things, all right? Nhớ nha, 3 bước. Speaking cũng vậy thôi. I give you like different steps so that you remember what to do. Hiểu từ, xin lỗi, hiểu đề bài bằng cách là gạch chân từ khóa. Number 2, write down the content or the keywords. Number 3, write down less common words. 2 to 3 less common words so that you can raise your lexical resource score. Và cái điểm cuối cùng, I want to mention this. Wait one second. It helps if you can present your answer as a story. Okay? Dù nó là đang là tả một cái object hay là một người hay là một place hay là một
Situation.
situation hoặc là event, đúng không? When you tell a story, you're gonna make like you're gonna make a narrative that is very convincing, very interesting, and it draws people in, you know, draws the examiner in. And you yourself will be able to kind of connect things together in a more effective way. So yeah, it always helps. Okay. And what does it mean by present your answer as a story? Let's practice. Okay. Practice ra sẽ vỡ được ra nhiều thứ hơn, nhưng mà về mặt lý thuyết thì mọi người phải nhớ là làm được 3 thứ này cộng với cái việc là nên narrate nó như là một cái story nữa. I don't know about you, but all I can see here is my forehead. Anyways, yeah, let's practice, shall we? Let's start with this topic. Describe a book you have read. Okay. Now I will give both of you 1 minute to make your notes basing on this slide, and then after that I will invite each of you to speak. Okay, wait, let me take out the timer. 1 minute starts now. Okay, thumbs up. Okay. Now who wants to start? Who volunteers? Chị Linh. Chị lớn nhất là làm gương cho các em. Okay,
No.
wait. I'm gonna take out a timer as well because it's the first practice, so I think you should be able to look at the clock to see how much time you have left. Wait, countdown. Now I'll share the screen in a different way so that you can see both two things. Okay, 2 minutes. Celine, you will start first, okay? 2 minutes starts now.
I would like to share with you a book that I have read. The name of the book is The Secrets of Jungle Plants.
Oh.
It was written by a German scientist who spent who has spent his whole life studying about plants, and especially he spent continuous 10 years living inside a jungle to observe and take care of the trees. And after those 10 years, he decided to note down his observations and publish that book. I was given that book 2 years ago by my friends, and I had read it twice because it's too attracting to me. The main content of the book is about it's like a story. He simply note down his observation, but those are so like amazing. There are a lot of what he call it secret because most of them are like never known by normal people. And there are also a lot of stories that happen underground that it required him a lot of experiments and supportive devices to observe those. Mm-hmm. And I felt so touched after reading that book. Firstly, because I felt overwhelmed by the wisdom of the natures. I feel that I'm so small in front of those facts in the middle of the jungle, these giants. And secondly, it raised my need to protect the nature.
Sorry. Hey, see, right? So sorry, Jilin, can I ask how many sentences do you plan to speak more?
Almost finished, like.
Okay. But yeah, the real test.
I finished all of because I saw the clock, so I tried to finish all of my keywords. The last two sentences is a bit too quick compared to my plan, but it's okay. I finished all my ideas.
Okay. Okay. What do you think of your answer? Do you think that it was a good attempt?
I think it's firstly it solved all their suggestions. Mm-hmm. Secondly, it's quite logical, mm-hmm. and my pronunciation is good, but vocab lexical resort is still my weakness. So mm-hmm. I'm gonna work on it.
It's not a weakness. when I was taught English teaching, like we're taught to never call something a weakness, you know? It's always like when we give feedback or when we give comments to students, it should always start with strengths and then areas to improve. We don't call them weakness, right? Because actually a weakness is a strength at the same time. My biggest strength is my biggest weakness and vice versa. It's just a matter of managing ourselves so that we can use our strength to our advantage in certain situations. But yeah, I don't think anyone has weaknesses. It's just yeah, everyone has strengths, right? And when it comes to work, it's always a team effort. Nobody really gets anything done like in a yeah, nobody invents something original and creative on their own,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, it's always teamwork. So it's really about maximizing people's strengths and having each other's back because we all have blind spots, right? Nobody knows everything. So don't call them weaknesses. Yeah,
Things in-
area to improve. Okay.
In
Yeah,
the office, they call area of improvement.
yeah. See, see, they don't call them weaknesses, right? Or like, or yeah, they don't use a word that sounds negative because and it's true that it's psychology, it's gonna encourage or motivate the person to work harder, right? And not feel bad about this thing that they think that, oh, I'm not good enough. Like, yeah, so no. Anyways, I think yeah, Jilin, you had a very good first attempt. You didn't seem nervous at all, which is a good thing. And yeah, you also remember to paraphrase the prompt, which is really good. So this is a reminder for everyone, okay? Always paraphrase. And yeah, we should start with like a proper introduction sentence. Like, so now I would like to talk about a book that I have, uh, well, yeah, that I have read recently. Or in your case, maybe you read it like a long time ago, maybe. But yeah, um, try to not use all of the words like verbatim, basically.
what
Um,
did you say?
I mean, oh, you always try to paraphrase, basically. That's it. Yeah. You know, I'm getting sleepy in here, so that's why, yeah, I'm starting to say stupid things again. Sorry. But yeah, I think it was a good first attempt. I would give you like a 7.25 or 7.5 overall, you know. Remember that you will get like a solid score right after part two. Okay. Yeah. Now, very good. Now, your turn. Wait, 2 minutes. Let me time you. No, time you here. 2 minutes starts.
Okay, I'm not a bookworm, and sometimes I don't like read a book at all. But I have a list of a book that I always suggested for everyone if they ask me about yeah, which book do you have the good to read at this time? This book name is Why German Do It Better. Um, its authors is the German guys, and this book describe what the difference between the Germans and the other citizens on global do it do in the manufacturing economic and the culture um and this book yeah um I have received this book from my friend and uh he gave me a yeah he gave me a advice that because this book is very difficult to read that have a lot of technical jargon and I usually read the book when I feel very awake in the morning sometime and yeah sometimes I read a book before I go to bed in 30 minutes and but because it makes me very a kind of meaningful activity that I do before I go to sleep and sometimes it make me feel more full asleep easier yeah and when I feel over time's up
Sorry. Ling, were you following what Nga just said? Dude,
I forgot the first part. I feel sorry. I was so
I'm
sleepy.
also a little sleepy. That's fine. Nga, what do you think? What do you think of your answer?
Uh, Not good. It's average one because I not follow the logical of the maybe why I have this book. When I read this book or in terms of book, oh, what about maybe the content or yeah, because I want to emphasize in this content of book, but I have no idea about describe them, so describe it and maybe it's not good. I don't.
I think this is for you, it's also a good first start. I mean, just in terms of the fact that you are aware that you have to expand your answer, you know. For me, that's already good because sometimes when people even if they know that they have to speak for 2 minutes, they cannot do that or they do not do that. I don't know why, but yeah, I can see that you're trying to form a narrative within the span of 2 minutes, so it's a good thing. And yeah, okay, I will give you more prompts to practice. But before that, Ling and Nga, can you please take a picture of your notes and send to me through Zalo. You can either post on the group or send it to me individually, however you want.
Too blurry. I think it's readable. You're muted.
Okay, oh, sorry. I also noted down your words, Ling, like overwhelmed wisdom. Sure. Yeah. I think for your case, I feel like you could have talked a lot. Like I was actually intrigued. I was interested to hear more. It sounds like it's an interesting book, but yeah, it would be nice if you could have elaborated even more on not the content. Okay, it's not a narration competition, but just describe this book more so that I can have more input to imagine what it is here in my head. You know.
That is my limitation. That's what I want, but I couldn't express it.
But you will get better with practice. But it's a thing, you know. Language is a thing that we cannot see. You know, language is very intangible. And whenever I teach part two, there's this word that I want to emphasize. Yeah, it's thickness. You know, like what is thick? Dày. So something is thick when we can touch it physically, right? But language is something that we cannot touch. So,
Mhm.
but the idea about having thick language or thick description means that you should use language in a way that is really rich, you know, that makes it very easy for the listener to imagine everything that you're saying in here. So yeah, like aim for thickness when we practice part two questions. Yeah, and for everyone, yeah, because it's a story, right? When we narrate a story, it should start with an introduction and then something, and then at the end we kind of wrap up. Oh yeah, sorry. One thing from Nga, you were not you did not like lead into your story. You just kind of like answer right away. So always remember to have an introduction in the beginning. Okay. Nhìn Nga có vẻ mệt. Do you want to practice more or we can chị
Nói
Linh
chung là
có muốn luyện tiếp không?
Ờ,
Hôm thì để cuối tuần cũng được. Cuối tuần luyện phi Anh. Ok.
Ủa, với cả anh Phi Anh là khi nào cuối tuần ạ?
Cuối tuần, tức là nhớ nhá, từ bây giờ là trở đi là cuối tuần nào cũng cũng sẽ luyện phi Anh.
ok.
Okay. Wait,
Đúng.
wait, I will show the syllabus again. Everything is on the syllabus, so you should always keep referring back to the syllabus. Okay, wait, let me share the screen. Yeah, it's late and I'm also tired, so maybe we can practice further with Fiang. Okay, so here in session 0, there is a tentative syllabus that I put in the very beginning of the course. So if you scroll down, you look at session 13, right? You see, like in the weekend, we always have a practice session with our TA. Okay, it's always. Đây, hôm nay
Yeah,
thứ 16.
appreciate that.
Ok. Cuối tuần này sẽ practice part 2 với Phi Anh. Cuối tuần sau sẽ practice part 3 với Phi Anh. Sau đó sẽ có một tuần break nha. Tuần này sẽ tập trung hơn vào tuần này sẽ không phải luyện bởi vì là chúng ta sẽ làm một thứ khác, không phải là luyện nói nữa. Nhưng mà sau đấy nữa lại quay lại trở lại luyện thêm các đề part 2 part 3. Ok. Part 2, part 2, part 3, part 3. That's it. That's the point, so that you can kind of hone in your skill gradually. But remember that also at home, that's the most important thing you have to do. Okay. When you practice with Fiang, he gives you the pointers. He gives you some kind of framework or guidance to help you do your own practice. But yeah, but after the session with him, like yeah, it's entirely on you to practice more and improve even further. But yeah, this is what the course offers, and it's always going to take place during the weekends. So yeah. Hôm nay là buổi 16 này đây, cuối cuối tuần của buổi 16 chúng ta sẽ luyện part 2. Thế nên là yeah, I have to ask about your free schedule again so that I can inform Fiang and he can jump in. So chị Linh, which time are you free this weekend?
Saturday morning and Sunday evening.
Saturday morning and
No, 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 no. I'm busy in the morning already.
okay, so this week you are free Saturday morning and Sunday evening, right?
No, 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 no. I'm busy on the Saturday morning already. But early afternoon on Saturday is fine.
Okay, early afternoon. Which time specifically? Can you elaborate?
2 to 3, I think. 2 to 3.
2 to 3. Okay. And Sunday evening from which time? From which specific time? Like 6 p.m. Is that too early or 7 p.m. or 8 p.m.?
The whole evening.
Oh, okay. So
But from
6
yeah,
p.m. is okay, right?
6 p.m. is okay. I
Okay.
prefer that. After the session, I have dinner.
Yeah. Okay, I will tell Fie. Yeah. What about you, Nga? So thank you, chị Linh.
Both Saturday and Sunday afternoon.
Oh, okay. Which time?
Um, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m.
3 to 5? Both days, right?
Yep,
Okay, thank you.
I'm scared of being late.
So during the evening, you're not free.
When?
Like yeah, in the evening for both days.
No.